Apparently, buying a mountain cabin comes with more drama than I bargained for. I mean, who'd have thought 3 days after moving in, I'd have a blonde with a clipboard pounding on my door like she was leading a SWAT raid, demanding, no less, that I just hand over my land for the good of the community. I couldn't help but laugh. Yeah, that happened, because she clearly thought I was just some city lawyer lost in the woods, clueless about how things really worked around here. She had no idea the storm she was kicking up. Let me back up a sec. So, here I am, sweat still running down my back from hauling boxes, when the banging starts, loud enough to make me wonder if a bear's gotten in. I open the door to this scene that looks like a bad TV pilot. Stella Williams, the self-anointed queen bee of Ridgeview Pines, flanked by a nervous county inspector and a surveyor who could have been moonlighting as a mall cop. Stella's got this air about her, you know? Perfect blonde hair, sunglasses at 7 in the morning, gripping her clipboard like it's a weapon. Mr. Johnson, you're violating community easement agreements. Your cabin, your car, your utilities, even your mailbox, she says, as if she's just discovered plutonium in my yard. She lays out a stack of complaints across my coffee table with all the drama of a general plotting an invasion. And honestly, the paperwork looked so official, with county seals and fine print, that for a second, even I, with 15 years of legal battles behind me, almost believed her story. But what really got me wasn't the paperwork, it was the performance. They had details about my place that you couldn't Google, stuff I'd changed only 2 days before. The inspector, Kumar, was sweating through his badge, nodding along like he was auditioning for the part of Yes Man. The surveyor did his measuring dance and slipped away without saying a word. Stella, though, kept talking, dropping names and little stories about all the people she's helped. Mike the contractor, the single mom who got a scholarship for her kid, the family saved from foreclosure. I could see why some folks might be grateful to her. But there was this edge, this quiet warning underneath every word, like she'd driven people out before and was itching to do it again. The violation list was ridiculous. Parking tickets for a car I'd just bought, landscaping gripes about plants I hadn't touched, utility issues for wires that weren't even hooked up yet. Each one meant another round of legal headaches, and, let's be real, a slow bleed from my bank account. But the whole time, Stella just watched, her eyes cold, waiting to see if I'd fold. "Welcome to Ridgeview Pines," she said. "I hope you find our standards educational." The way she said educational, you know what I mean? Chills. I called my law partner, Rebecca, that night. "You're not going to believe this," I told her, and when I laid it all out, she got quiet. "This isn't random," she finally said. "This is orchestrated." And that was the moment I realized. Yeah, this was personal. Rebecca and I started digging. Turns out, Stella had her hooks in every county official who mattered. The inspector owed her his job. The county clerk who'd processed my paperwork, she'd gotten mortgage help through some HOA connection. The sheriff's kid? Scholarship courtesy of Stella. It wasn't classic corruption, no brown envelopes in parking lots, but it was a web, and I was the fly. My first arbitration hearing was a joke, 6-3 against me, all community members who owed Stella something. And the hits kept coming. I lost my biggest client, then 2 more in the same week. 600 grand a year gone. The panic attacks started then, coffee turning to poison in my veins, nights spent pacing, wondering if I'd torch my career over some mountain dream. Sarah, my wife, watched me unravel. "Is it worth it?" she'd ask, and she wasn't wrong. Any sane person would have sold the place and run. But there's something about bullies, you know? Giving in just means they come for the next guy. That's when Mike Thompson showed up. Unexpected twist, right when I needed it. Mike was everything Stella claimed to protect. Blue-collar roots, hard-working, grateful for the breaks she'd given him. Except, one night, while fixing the lights in the HOA office, he overheard Stella and her crew plotting the whole campaign, targeting outsiders, especially lawyers, making sure they left town broke and bitter. The loyalty crisis in Mike's face was real. How do you turn on the woman who saved your family? But he did, because, as he said, this isn't protection. This is organized harassment. Rebecca got us in touch with DA Walker, a specialist in corruption cases. "If you can prove coordination, you've got a conspiracy," Walker said. Finally, a crack of light in the darkness. But Stella's game just got nastier. Noise complaints, tax audits, utility inspections, each one legal, each one designed to bleed me dry. The process was the punishment, and she knew it. My legal fees soared toward $50,000. My reputation tanked. Lawyers at the bar giving me the cold shoulder, clients running for the hills. My health cratered, my marriage barely hanging on. Settle, Sarah finally said, folding laundry like she was folding up my last hope. Or I'm taking the kids and leaving. But then Mike risked everything. Dug up records proving Stella was skimming community money. Hundreds of thousands paid to her nephew's fake construction company, all disguised as maintenance. We brought that to Walker, who saw it for what it was: embezzlement, conspiracy, witness intimidation. Stella struck back hard. Permits for Mike's jobs vanished. His kid's scholarship went under review. His wife iced out by friends. His son bullied at school. The price for telling the truth? Everything. And the community? Split down the middle, some horrified, some clinging to Stella like she was Joan of Arc. Community meetings turned into shouting matches. One night, Stella tried to pull the nuclear option, pulling out a dossier on me, hinting she had dirt from my New York days that would end my career. But Mike's records showed she'd paid a PI to dig up dirt on every lawyer who'd ever bought here. Systematic surveillance, not just against me, but anyone she saw as a threat. Then Rebecca found the trump card. While Stella was so busy trying to destroy me, she'd missed the fine print. I owned not just my lot, but all the common property in Ridgeview Pines, including her own. At the next hearing, Rebecca spread the master deed on the table. The room went dead silent. Stella's face? Priceless. She scrambled, pivoted to tenant rights. See, this is why we need protection from corporate landlords. The community was reeling, half apologizing, half doubling down, and a big chunk just lost. But Stella wasn't done. She mobilized her loyalists to delay rent, sabotage property, vandalize the playground, thinking it'd hurt me. Instead, it backfired. Kids had nowhere to play, seniors had to drive to town for mail, and the abstract battle became a real, everyday pain for everyone. Her support crumbled as folks realized she was hurting them, not helping. That's when Kummer, the inspector, came clean. Years of being pressured to invent violations, create trouble where none existed. D.A. Walker took the case to a grand jury. 18 felony charges, embezzlement, fraud, conspiracy, you name it. Stella's arrest was the talk of the town. Neighbors watched as their protector was led away in cuffs. Her trial was a media circus. Witness after witness described years of intimidation and theft, fake contracts, vanished community funds. Her defense? I was protecting the community. Even her lawyer looked like he wanted to crawl under the table. She got 7 years, minimum 4 before parole, plus nearly $1 million in restitution and a lifetime ban from ever running anything community-related again. For the first time in months, I felt real peace. My law practice bounced back, bigger than ever, as the guy who'd stood up to HOA tyranny. Mike got his life back too, hired as property manager, neighbors rallying around his family, contracts rolling in again. Ridgeview Pines transformed. Transparent leadership, fair rules, property values up, and a sense of community that wasn't just a slogan. 5 years on, we're the example for how to fix a broken system. Democracy, accountability, a community built on trust, not fear. Stella served her sentence, cut off from everything she once controlled, and we moved forward, stronger, wiser, closer. And you know what? When new folks move in and ask about the bad old days, I just tell them, we had some trouble, but we fixed it, together. The plaque in the community center says it best. In memory of lessons learned, transparency, accountability, democracy. Pretty good ending, right? Or maybe just the beginning. Ever had a win that felt like it came with another fight waiting around the corner? Drop your story below. Let's hear where you draw the line between standing up for yourself and knowing when to walk away.